very small window. So I think that's something that, maybe that's why we're seeing a lot more bind.
Yeah, it's people are starting to kind of figure out what's jank versus what's actual strategy, and using those teleporters to run around. And there's a lot of good fakes. Teams that are actually putting time into looking into it are developing some really fun fakes, especially depending on what their team loadout is. I mean, Omen's a personal favorite of mine. Allows you to just yeet stuff across the map and make it look like your team is in an entirely different part of the map than it is.
We spoke a little bit last time we casted about the teleporters and how some teams don't make use of them while other teams try and sneak something through. So I know we don't know much here about these two teams, but do you see them coming into play, or do you kind of guess that maybe they're going to leave them off to the side, play a more traditional strategy game?
I feel like I usually see, oh, nice opening pick from Karad. That sounded gangster, haha, nice name. We'll get traded out to the one trade-off there. Tries to jump through and successfully dances by Sven's Pikachu, or, I don't know, those accents. Pikachu will just hop in and get the quick attack on that bathroom defender. Spike goes down, but Noah gets the kill on one of the attackers. This is going to be tough now with only a 2-on-2 situation. Still a ton of time left on the spike, so rough position to be in if you are Ryerson Gold. And Noah,
the wrong place, wrong time on that wall.
Oh, the patience gets him down to like 99% damage, but can't close it out. They're going to try to sneak that in, but unfortunately that gun does not have the penetration. The ghost just not enough in that situation to let them wall bang through and kill the defender. Great team play there, knowing that the limited resources are all you've really got to work with in the pistol round.
Yeah, awesome. And actually that was a very, very equal, I would say, pistol round, really coming down to one-on-one at that point. If there was penetration on that gun, like that would have been an easy 0-1 instead of 1-0 that we're facing here. So, a lot of good things to come here, hopefully, if you're seeing the matchup pretty evenly.
Yeah, definitely equal aim on both sides. Just comes down to just edging it out with a little bit of teamwork.
Yeah.
And speaking of teamwork, we'll see the attack take up some short-range guns. Oh, nice snipe from Parker onto Nibbles. Takes the Sage out early. No heals, no walls, no slow orbs for you on attack. Noah gets some mileage out of that ghost.
More difficult.
Yeah. Parker now with a 3K. Don't kill his Uncle Ben. Parker's here for revenge.
Wow. Everyone's chipping in there, but wow, Parker really setting the tone.
Yeah, and no one dying there. That's huge for their economy. Gives them a little bit more cushion going into the coming rounds, because now we will see the first buy round from both teams here in this map, and let's see what we got. We'll see Parker hold on to, my goodness, I can't remember the scout equivalent in this game. F in chat for my Valorant IQ at the moment. It's on the tip of my tongue, but we will see two snipers on defense, one of which is an operator. Curious to see how he's going to try to play the position, and okay, use that teleport to get out of there without giving up information, but, if you're on offense, if you're Ryerson Gold, you have to respect that. Expect that that Omen is still going to be back there. You can't just assume he teleported out, and that will give him a little bit of wiggle room to reposition here as the spike
maybe
does
they'll
make
need.
its way in the B.
Yeah.
Decent utility usage coming in as they're starting to try to crack open this B site, but they will find some answers of their own now as they look in the window and get some grenades, get some Raise love thrown their way. Now they're just playing the clock.
You know what? After that last round of a flawless defense there, it kind of makes sense that they're going to want to come in this a bit slow. Most likely saying, like, okay, maybe we didn't do what we were supposed to do last round. So no surprise here. It's just a matter of who's going down first and then who's going to jump quicker. Well, yeah, here we go.
Yep, and there it is. They'll use the utility to try to bait out the defense, but the defense will come out on top. Getting that first kill onto Ryerson Gold. Gen G is going to have a big job here to lock down the site. Tough to try to switch between some of these angles if you have a sniper rifle. Can be really sneaky, but right now they're just so isolated, so closed off from where the spike actually is, and there'll be a trade going on, but not in the favor you would think, as Kraditz and Sven's trying their best to get to the spike, but Pikachu's gonna drop in with a Thunderbolt onto the bomb site, but it doesn't matter. They will be able to drop back in like a square dance and defuse the spike with plenty of time left.
It's real nice. Like, I have to tip my hat a little bit to defense getting first blood there, and instead of saying, okay, let's find the rest, let's see them, you know, get a little desperate, they were the ones to move. They were the ones to say, okay, now we're going to go on the offensive here. And I think that says a lot, especially for an attack. You know, how do you respond in that way, where you lose your guy, you're down a man, and all of a sudden people are coming at you? I think what that phrase, the best defense is a good offense, really applies to that one.
It's a good capitalization off of just taking a pick and turning it into massive amounts of map control, massive amounts of information, and just rolling with it. And on attack, sometimes, if you don't keep the defense scared or keep them respecting you, they'll just push.
Yeah.
Because this is a big map. There's a reason the teleporters come into play, because if you're just running, you can't, you know, there's a lot of real estate to cover here. And, oh my, speaking of real estate, a lot of attackers here in one spot on A. They're going to have to, try to run away, but Noah's going to get the first blast on the Nibbles. JG following up with one of their own on the Pikachu. Two of the attackers already down so early. University of Oregon just tearing this push apart. Jay has great position here to see both lamps and connector there. Takes the camera out. Knows Cypher has to be back there. Just needs to be patient. Just needs to wait. And, oh, Dankster's going to be real close. This battle's going to be massive. Finds Noah with the knife out. You have to be frustrated there if you're Noah, because that's going to give the Spike a free entry into the B site. Spike's going to go down, and Hunra, unfortunately, still not able to take advantage of the fact that Spike's in a different bomb site. He's got to wait for the rotators to go through, but kind of shows his hand a little too early, if you ask me.
Yeah, you know, and contrary to what we saw last round there, you know, they took an advantage and kept playing it slow, and it just leaves open room for error in that case where they get a free bomb plant.
You know, with being in a 1-on-3 situation,
Ooh.
But it's the last alive here for the defense. Brings it across the finish line for University of Oregon. 9 seconds left. Not too much of a nail biter there, but my goodness, Dankster making us think there's a chance. Or was that Pikachu? I'm sorry, I just blacked out in excitement, but
that was unexpected to say the least.
A great flashbang to just completely turn the tides and make that winnable. That transfer was nutty, and that's one of the things. You see a game like this where it's 4-0, and you're like, if you don't see the details, you think it's a blowout, but when you've got people fighting on that team with 0 wins in the round right now, with aim like that, you know they're so close. You know it is just, it's right there about to happen.
Yeah.
We'll see the Spike slowly make its way. Once again, a patient offense.
Very slow moving.
Yeah, I just don't think Ryerson knows what to do at the moment, to be honest. Oregon's just been able to adapt and be this amorphous blob of defense that's just popping up wherever the Spike tries to go.
Yeah, and you know, really capitalizing during the chaos after the first kill. You've seen it in the first 4 rounds here. Once the first death comes in, it's just almost like a massacre in one direction.
Oh. The shot gets the call, doesn't hit the first, but follows up with the second on the Christian. Denies the push in Hookah. And Dankster's still going to hold on, hopefully trying to dodge those bullets. Nibbles healing up. They're still dead set on B here, but Kraditz with a sick double. Stays alive. Jay's going to fall. Nibbles brings Hunra back, but not enough as Parker's going to drop Dankster. That is Hookah completely open, and the last 2 players alive for Ryerson are forced down in B long. Now they're pushed out. They're going to hear that teleporter. Yep, Parker hears it.
And he's and if you
13 seconds left. This is going to be huge for Raze. Gets the first. Doesn't even really need the second. Just needs needs to buy enough time. Not enough on the nibbles, but only 2 seconds left on the clock. Might survive with the operator, but that is hardly... No, doesn't even, as Noah seeks and destroys the remaining player for Ryerson Gold.
All right, let's face it, he's going for a highlight play there, using the ultimate, going in for the double, completely predicting the teleporter move. You know, but that was good, and in the end, you got the information and you took away the operator there. So, you know, even winning the round, they said, no, that's not enough. Let's clean him. Let's clean him out.
The heal in as they stomped the opposition, and that's one of those things. Parker being in such a good position on B allows him to hear that teleporter, allows the rest of his team to react accordingly to that. If you have map control, you have all the information you need, and that was just great communication, great teamwork, and a smart rotate. And played
I love the confidence. I played the time, and I love the confidence on the 1v2. Like, he knew he was going to be facing off against two, and in addition to, you know, holding off the clock, it was like, you know, let's wipe them of their economy there. And I thought the confidence going straight into that was excellent.
Confidently run through that tripwire.
Ooh.
I know exactly where you are.
No, the Cypher ult's gonna reveal every last location. That's gonna be rough. Spike carrier goes down. They make for the teleporter. Spike going towards plan B. But they're gonna go back around.
Trying to give him the old Winston hook here.
Gotta do something in the 2v4. 30 seconds left, so they won't really have too much time to pull any shenanigans again. But if they can isolate a single player...
They're going to walk right into this.
They're going to need... Oh, this is huge. Sven's coming up big, gets the first, throws out some utility, and even though... Oh, no, not enough. Nibbles should be able to at least get the spike down, unless Kraditz... No, I thought for a moment that was going to be a wall, but... Unfortunately for them, only 2 kills as well. We're getting to the point where University of Oregon is going to be able to start. Look at their economy. Look how much credits they have.
Yeah, I think they need to put their foot down. I would say at this round, you know, we've seen worse deficits, but at 6-0, even, you know, as we're coming up to the swap in a few rounds, you don't want to be this far behind.
And
you
they're on
want
the eco round. They're gonna pretty much have to give this one up.
It's tough, you know. They gotta be asking each other, you know, what's the game plan moving forward, because their current strategy has not been panning out the way they want them to.
It's 100% a lesson in mental fortitude, because even though this is not a great start, it's not the end of the world. But you definitely need to realize, like, especially on an eco round where, hey, we're probably gonna lose this. We're just going for eco damage. Let's get some momentum going. If you can just let that go and go into the next gun round like it's 0-0, you can do anything.
Yeah.
My goodness, Christian unable to do anything with that ult, gets dropped by Parker. But Noah V gonna go down the Dangster, bringing it back to a 4-on-4. The spike planted already. Good positioning for Ryerson to attempt to bring their first victory of the map in. But Parker and Spence. Parker with a 3K now. Parker wants those highlights. Parker wants to leave a message to to Ryerson Gold about what he thinks about the value of gold.
Yeah.
And it's not very high.
Yeah, you know what? I have to say this, like, Ryerson Gold needs to take a few tips from Nibbles. I'm going to go back 2 rounds here where it was another 1v2. You know, Swen dinked to the first guy, and instead of Nibbles backing off, he pushed forward, and then the grenade went right past Nibbles, and he was able to actually take out Swen and trade. So what Ryerson Gold needs to do is, when they're figured out, which seems to be the case every round, they need to either push through or reinvent quickly. Backing out only gives, you know, a great example of Parker getting 2-3 kills where he dinks someone, uses an ability, and then he dinks another person. You should be moving in on Parker, knowing that he's there. You know, so I think they need to kind of get their confidence back, knowing they were going to lose that last round, but they definitely need to be moving forward and really pushing through the fact that maybe they're outclassed a little bit here on offense.
identify those problem players and avoid them and craft your play around getting away from that player. Or otherwise, ooh, okay, we'll see some action here in the bathrooms. Kraditz throwing up a cage, says, no sir, I'm taking a shower, please back out. Occupied. Nibbles goes down. Sven's on the other side of the map, gets one of their own over at short.
Mm-hmm.
And now 55 seconds left. 2 on 4. On 4. Ooh, excuse me.
You are not excused. You are
Sorry,
not
chat.
excused.
I'm not sorry to swag bats, but I'm sorry to chat.
Jeez, my headphones. Oof.
JG.
That is how I felt about 5 seconds ago. Just
Yeah, a bolt through the head.
a bullet through the head, essentially.
Sorry, Mr. President, but we have the spike heading up towards short A. Not a lot of opportunity here to make anything happen. He's got to respect so many angles coming in here, and is just going to get caught with on the cooldown of that animation. Sven's gets an easy gunfight. Drops Dangster, 8-0. You know what? I don't want to see anyone fail, but I would be pretty interested to see a 13-0. I have not casted a 13-0.
You know, is there a special animation, maybe a map-wide fireworks or something? Can we get that patched in? Because, you know, might as well make it 4th of July or something.
Yeah, there's some opportunity for buying some custom animations during that, I'm sure. So Riot will find a way.
Please, Riot, take all these ideas. They're free. I'm not charging you at all.
We'll see if anyone on the offense is free, as these two teams are putting a lot of resources towards B. Now, Ryerson split. Oh no, doesn't expect JG there in a great spot. Repositions on the Hunter for the second. Will throw the slow. Considers it differently. Oh yeah, that just completely makes it JG's fight. No one can even peek into that. But Parker now going to join the fray. Takes down Nibbles. That's no more healing, no more walls. All University of Oregon all day right now. Second kill for Parker now. Nice spread down on the Pikachu. The seal. Long B, no hope, just the spike down in front of a teleporter with nowhere to go. Dangster will take Swen's down before being dropped by Noah.
They need to stop trying to 1v1 Parker. You know, he's in a 1v2 most of the time, and it's like, you need to cut your loss and say, all right, bud, you took one for the team, I'll take care of him. But you know what? They always seem to retreat a little bit, mentally prep themselves, and then go in for a 1v1, and quite frankly, that hasn't worked. So, you know, I'm not trying to be harsh here at all, but there's definitely something that needs to be identified where, like you said, whether it's problem players from the other team, how to avoid them or reorganize your attack.
Yeah, we've seen teams come back from 6-0s, from 7-0s, things like that.
Oh yeah.
But what you tend to usually see is some major adaptation along the way where, like, okay, you know what, it's not going well, but they brought out this new style, or they tried this attack out and adapted. Right now, I'm just not seeing Ryerson being able to figure out any way around this defense, and I think it goes to show just how well prepped University of Oregon is to lock down these bomb sites.
Now, University of Oregon. Ooh.
No, after you.
No, University of Oregon. Ah, words are hard. They chose bind correctly. Or they chose bind to defend. Yes.
Let me double check. I think it's actually, if they chose to defend, it was probably. Oh no, if University of Oregon's defending, then I think Ryerson might have picked this. Yeah, if we could get a quick check on whose map pick this was, that'll be great. We'll get back to y'all in chat. But it's
in the meantime, it was just swept.
Yeah, if this was Ryerson's pick, then oh my. Because this is a master class in running defense on bind right now.
Yeah.
Like, and what do you do? Such dominant performances all around. Parker, Sven's, Kraditz, all. It's not a one-man show. It's truly a team game right now. And JG just. And you see that gets that first pick and immediately runs back, changes position, doesn't give them any free information to work with. But in the meantime, Christian will be dropped without any trade ability there, just dies alone. Like,
it's a constant reminder, he's a defender, right? But even, wow.
Okay, they'll take Parker down. That's pretty solid, because now Pikachu's at full ult, Nibbles is on full ult. That's a lot of utility that they can head towards B with. Or if they take the spike into... Hellfire comes in to try to clear the site out, but Noah's going to have some of his own. Oh, nope, it has the utility up. Oh no, loses a lot of health. Goes down to 21 before taking a few bullets from Nibbles. And now we are in a very tight 1 versus 2 situation. 45 on the clock. Pikachu needs to give up their position here, essentially.
Ooh.
Ooh, and that's some cheeky play there. Will Pikachu think to look up? He will! Gets the better of Sven's in that example. Massive brain right there. Leaves Kratos in a one-on-one. Did not really need to get that aggressive there. Too smart for their own good. Oh, no.
Ooh, he got lucky. He got real lucky with that one.
Yeah, this is an absolute nail-biter as they dance around each other on B site, but there's only 10 seconds left. Gonna try to get some momentum to run in with, but Kratitz locks it down with a rifle. Doesn't even get touched at the end of the day.
Truthfully, I will say though, from an attack perspective, I thought that was pretty good. You know, we did see a bit from JG there, getting that early kill, but also leading to an untimely death, putting Kratitz in I'm sorry, that was Swen's putting into a 1v1 with Pikachu. So from an attack perspective, that was some of the better rounds we have seen from them. And honestly, if you're Ryerson Gold, you have nothing to lose. You just give it your all, put something fun into it, experiment, try something new, because you know right now...
Current thing ain't working.
Yeah.
Because also there's so much to learn from this. Those maps, those rounds that are going so close. There just is just a little bit extra something that's missing, and then all of a sudden they're there. And then this isn't 11-0. This is 7-3. This is, you know, like there's so many different places that Ryerson could be right now other than 11-0, but you know, that's one of the beauties of the format of the tournament like this, is that you get a lot of quick fights against a lot of different enemies if you do your research and if you take them on the chin. And a nice shot from Brad. It's a big ult play here. We'll get a lot of info, but the only info rivaled on that Cypher ult is the amount of information you could gain from doing your homework on the various teams playing, and the teams that really dedicate to, you know, improving and learning how to play this game and master this game are gonna come out on top, and that's how we're seeing. Ooh, nice double on the JG, gets the resurrection just to say, hey, I got my friends here too.
Wow.
3K for the boys to watch. Hey, look, I don't need any help, but I just want my friends to see this sick shot. As now 12-0, Parker just rocks the ult for moral support. Says, I don't even need this, Em.
Yeah, it's a you need healing? Well, that's just too bad. I got triple kills and spikes to plant.
Flag bats, we literally just watched a perfect half of defense from the University of Oregon.
And they very much well deserve it, you know, regardless of, you know, hitting your shots or just from a skill-based level. Their communication, their rotation, I'm going to do my best not to clap into the microphone because I'm very passionate about this, was very spot on. It was something that, you know, from a group of 5 like that, it was clockwork. It was actual clockwork, and it's great to see that.
You know, actually, one thing I will say probably about communication, it's probably the fact that they don't need to communicate about that. It seemed like it was a very automatic rotation. They seem to just be on the same page. And if you have to communicate about every little thing mid-round, things are going to fall apart. But they just seem to be on the same page at all moments of the round. At all moments of the rounds. It's not even just the difference between like mid-round and end-round. It's just beginning to end. They're just calm.
In my mind, I'm assuming they're like, oh, go through scenario XB9, and it's like, oh, XB9, okay, and then they just have like predetermined route.
Sven's go kill, okay.
All right.
Parker,
Or
press mouse
66. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, and look at that, Sven's and JG. JG getting a lot of usage out of that. A lot of people like to go for either the Ghost or Sheriff, but that little sidearm pistol, I forget the name because names are hard, but the CZ essentially, it's just another, it's pretty much just like a mini shorty. If you get someone close range with that, you can do so much, and Pikachu walking right past.
Right past him.
Oh, Sven's with the disrespectful 3K to just decidedly cleanse the server of Ryerson Gold. 13-0 on Bind.
That is hefty.
My
That is hefty.
goodness.
That is very, very hefty. That's the only word I could really come up with in this moment. It's very hefty.
Luckily, not even just that round, but listen here, Entropic Viscera. We're from the East Coast. I'm sorry we don't go Oregon, but you'll have to deal with our New Jersey accents.
Jersey.
But the one thing we didn't have to deal with at all was apparently seeing Ryerson try to defend.
Oh, you got to do him like that, huh? You're just gonna
Yeah,
kick him like
sorry. Gotta
that?
hit him with the Linus Tech Tips
Okay.
transition.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's usually some point where you see